Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hopefully, everybody can hear me okay. Yeah, I'm still trying to get my voice back. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I see a couple people popping in and out. Let's wait till our crew get here. Come on. Good morning. I think Shamira, good morning. I seen Shamira pop on. Good morning. All right, y'all. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's go. Today is day 16. Day 16. Good morning. All right, here we go. We about to get rocking and rolling. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. As you guys are coming on, good morning. Day 16. Here we go. Today is an interesting topic because slightly different from what we've been discussing throughout the other days. Again, we're on day 16. Time to go a little deeper. Time to go a little deeper. So day 16, we're going to unpack some things that sometimes we try to hold close to the chest as women. We try to keep to ourselves, but we want to talk about when life feels heavy and you still have to keep going. Come on, come on. So good morning to everybody watching YouTube. I see you. Let's see. I'm gonna try to get these comments here so we can. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. So now we are in week 3 of our 3 week, because 21 day, 3 week distraction detox. And the reason we did this detox, or we said that we will go on this 21-day journey together, is because we said that this was our season of divine focus, right? We said this is the season where we would eliminate distraction so that we can remain divinely focused on the purpose and plan that God has for us. So we have been walking through the last 15 days so far, just trying to identify, eliminate, and to be intentional. Come on, because we said we were going to identify the distractions, eliminate them. I don't know what I was about to say. Eliminate them, and then we were going to be intentional with how we moved forward. So here we are, taking the intentional steps to move forward despite distraction still being present. And I think that's the important piece that we have to understand, is that distraction may always be present. It's how we deal with it that matters, and how we stay divinely focused. So I just want to, make sure I put that out there, because it's like there won't be an absence of a distraction. It will just be the framework of your focus. You have to remain focused. You have to make the choice. You have to decide. You have to say, like, no matter what's going on, no matter what's coming my way, no matter what's happening, I am going to be divinely focused. I am going to eliminate the distractions. I'm not going to allow this thing to make me exert my energy and put it on my distractions. So today, day 16, I think one of the biggest distractions that we do have as women is the amount of pressure, the amount of pressure and the amount of stress that sometimes we put on ourselves because of life and how it be lifing. And I say that because of this. Um, I say that because of the not just the heaviness, but even sometimes the burdens that we put on ourselves. So we're gonna start the day off. Deep breath, and let's jump on in. So I don't want today to feel like productivity, like, okay, the more productive I am, the more successful I am. Nah, not really. I just really want us to focus on, what does it truly mean? What does it truly mean to still live life even though it feels heavy? So good morning, y'all. As y'all come on in, um, we're on day 16. Good morning. Hopefully, there we go. I couldn't see the YouTube. Okay, so I'm good on Facebook. Good morning, y'all, on YouTube. I'm sorry. Good morning. I couldn't see it as it was coming on. All right, so here we are. Let's take a deep breath. Let's start day 16. Come on, let's get right into it. All right, we're gonna forget about productivity right now. Forget about routines. Forget about all that stuff and what you got to get done. Your to-do list, all the good things. So today is about the weight that we carry as women. Right? It's about the weight that we carry as women and the parts that nobody see. Because sometimes we do a good job. We do a good job of trying to, of putting on, so to speak, right? So today is about the weight that we carry. Remember, Hebrews 12 and 10. I'm 12 and 1. We talked about this like week one, day one, when we talked about sometimes you got to lay aside the sin and the weight. So we're all carrying weight, but not just the weight that some people can see, because some people can see your story, know what you're going through, and be like, okay, bet. But then there's some things that are attached to you or that are in you that you are carrying that nobody sees. We're going to address those things. So, let's just tell the truth. Let's just be honest. Let's dig deep. Remember, I said this detox is not always going to be pretty. When you're detoxing, sometimes you go through some ugly stages, and that's okay because you are doing the work to become better. So anybody that got something to say about your ugly stage, they don't deserve you at your beautiful stage because you are doing the work that's necessary for you to purge the things that are making you sick, to purge the things that are making you distracted. So that's okay. We are in our detox season because we are doing the work to get rid of the distractions that are keeping us in the same space. So here we are, day 16. Um, I want to talk to the women who are exhausted. Listen, you ain't just physically exhausted, you're emotionally exhausted, you're mentally, financially, spiritually, whatever. Because I feel like us as women, we've been trying to make ends meet. We've been trying to hold families together. We've been trying to stay strong for everyone else. We've been trying to keep the faith while silently fighting fear. Come on, no matter what it is. And I think the hardest part is sometimes we are surrounded by the most people and still feel completely alone. Have you ever been, good morning? Good morning, Jalissa. Good morning. Have you ever just like been in a place where you were surrounded by people, but you felt completely alone? Okay, that is okay because some of us have been there. Some of us have been through that. We've been there. No judgment. But that's who I'm talking to today. That is who I'm talking to today because loneliness is something that no one really talks about, right? And if it's not careful, loneliness can be a distraction. And I said that we were identifying, we were identifying, eliminating, and be intentional about the distractions in our life. And sometimes loneliness is the distraction that we as women, we don't typically want to talk about. And loneliness doesn't always come from you being alone. Okay. It comes from feeling unseen. So, people think, oh, loneliness, oh, you lonely, you don't have nobody. No, no, no. You could be surrounded by people and still feel alone. That kind of goes back into our relationships, but we ain't even gonna go down that rabbit hole right now. But loneliness is something where that comes not just from being alone, but it can come from feeling unseen. It can come from feeling unheard. It can come from feeling unsupported. It can come from being unheld. Come on. Loneliness is something that sometimes you deal with when you show up for everyone else, but who shows up for you? Right? You show up for everyone else, but who is showing up for you? Or you encourage everyone, but who pours back into you? As you are pouring, who pours back into you? And loneliness isn't the absence of people. Hear me when I say this because sometimes we misdiagnose our distraction or we don't properly diagnose our distraction. So therefore we're further distracted because we don't want to give label or we don't want to give name to what we're dealing with because sometimes we're ashamed. And it's okay for you to feel lonely or to feel like you're in a lonely space where you're like, I'm around people, but I feel like there's no connection. Or I'm around people, but I feel like there's no value. It's okay. I feel like I'm encouraging people, but nobody's pouring back into me. But I want you to understand that loneliness isn't the absence of people. It is the absence of feeling known, that no one truly knows you, that you have relationship, but you're not truly in relationship with people. Good morning, y'all. So, what women are afraid to say out loud sometimes because I'm a woman and I know. But no, sometimes honestly, women are afraid to say, some of the things like we're asking is, why do I feel empty when my life looks full? And that's not about you being ungrateful for what God has done. Some of us, we're not being ungrateful for what God has done, but some of us are recognizing, okay, my life seems full. I got this going for me. I got a good job. On the outside, I got materialistic things. But how come I feel empty? Pay attention to it, because if you don't address it, it becomes a distraction. And our goal is to eliminate distractions in our life right now. And even though distractions will be there, we're learning how to focus our energy elsewhere, because everything doesn't deserve our energy. It doesn't deserve us draining ourselves trying to figure it out. But it is important to be aware. You got to ask yourself, why do I feel empty when my life looks full? Why do I feel invisible when I'm needed? Why do I feel strong for everyone else, but I'm fragile on the inside? Why am I tired even when I sleep? Why does it feel like I am carrying life alone? So let me say this, because you feel that way, that does not mean that you are weak. It means that you are carrying more than anybody else may realize, right? Good morning, Siani. Because strong women break silently because they think they have to. Ooh. Y'all, let me tell you something. When I was going over notes this morning, I had a moment. And it's okay if you have your moment right now. This is no judgment. This is completely, some of us get to a point where that self inventory and that self evaluation, it starts to hit home. But let me just tell you this, you're breaking down silently and by yourself because you think you have to. And some of us really feel like we have to because we're in a world that we feel like judges us before it helps us. We're in a society and a culture of people where you can't even tell somebody what you're going through because you're afraid that they're going to gossip about it. You can't even really be vulnerable and honest with people because you feel like they're going to use it against you. I'm telling you, been there, done that. You're breaking down silently. You're going through the motions. But on the inside, you are crumbling and you're not telling a soul because you think you have to. Matthew 11:28, it tells us to come to me. And this is Jesus talking, come to me, all who are weary and carry heavy burden, and I will give you rest. So even sometimes when we feel like we have to break down silently, that we have to go through our hard seasons alone, where we have to go through the seasons of, uncomfortability alone. We I want us to be encouraged and know that Jesus didn't say, come to me when you're perfect. He said, come to me when you are weary, because he understands what it means or what it feels like to go through and feel like you have nowhere else to lean. So, ladies, let me just be an encouragement to you that if in the form, you don't feel like nobody is there. Let me tell you, God, Jesus is a very present help in your time of trouble. And I know sometimes it's hard for us to see that because it's not in the physical. But let me tell you, you do have a Savior, a Lord, a God who cares about you. So Matthew 11:28 tells us to come to me, all who are weary and carry heavy burdens, and he will give us rest. Remember, you don't have to be perfect. He said, just come. You just got to be weary, because rest is not weakness, it is restoration. He understands that in that moment when we feeling like we got to break down by ourselves, that we feel like we got to break down because we're afraid to tell people, because the minute you tell somebody something, they go and gossip about it or they try to use it against you, or you feel less than. But let me tell you, we have a Savior, we have a God, and he will also put people in your path who may not even be your best friends, but who may be that help in your time of trouble, who may be there to offer up a helping hand, who may be there to offer up a hug or a listening ear, because he understands that your weariness and your need for rest is not weakness. Your rest is restoration. Because when many women are not distracted by social media. I know we talked about that yesterday as one of our distractions, but while we are on our 21 distraction detox, it's important for us to point out not just the external, distractions. Some of us are dealing with some internal distractions. And many women, we're not just distracted by social media, we are distracted by living in survival mode. Good morning, beautiful. Good morning, y'all. Good morning, Carnita. Good morning, Shetna. Good morning, y'all. Thank you for jumping on. We're on day 16. We're talking about when life feels heavy and you still got to keep going. We are identifying some internal distractions that keep us bound. And we're not going to stay bound because this is our season of freedom. So, when many women, we're not just distracted by the external and all that stuff. Some of us are distracted because we have been living in survival mode way too long. Yes, the marriages are good. Yes, the children are good. Yes, the job is good. Yes, all the external things look good. But some of us are in the inside crumbling. Good morning, Shawana. Oh, my booze are in here. But some of us are, we're crumbling on the inside. We're paying the bills, we're holding the families together, we're managing stress, or at least the best of our ability. We're carrying our emotional weight. But when you live in survival mode too long, you stop dreaming. You put them dreams down. You put that business plan away. You put the abundance of relationships away. You stop hoping. You just keep on going. Just think about it. When you are in survival mode, you stop dreaming. You stop planning in a way that feeds your purpose. You stop writing the book. You stop dreaming about the podcast. You stop being as creative. You stop doing the poems. You stop all these things. You stop hoping. Your faith dwindles a little bit, but you just keep going because survival mode keeps you moving, but it doesn't allow for you to truly live. Come on. Survival mode will keep you moving, but it doesn't allow for you to live. And God did not create us just to survive. You weren't just created to pay bills and to die. Absolutely not. God didn't create us to just survive. He created for us to live. And he said, I come that you may have life and have it more abundantly. We got to remember that. And some of us, this is the hard truth that we don't really want to unpack. But remember what I told y'all, a detox is not always pretty. So if we are going to detox from our distractions, there's going to be some ugly things we got to go through in order. I don't know why I'm doing a bounce, but I'm trying to make it light for us. But there will be some things that we got to go through that's not always so pretty, and some truths that we have to tackle so that we can walk in truth. Because let me be honest with you and tell you this, you can be married and still lonely. All right. You can be married and still lonely. You can be surrounded and unsupported. You can be needed but not nurtured. And you can be loved but not understood. Come on, those some truths that sometimes we don't usually want to unpack or deal with. But let me tell you, you can be married and you can still be lonely. You can be surrounded, but you can still be unsupported. You can be needed but not nurtured. And you can be loved but not understood. And what that creates is a quiet ache that many women carry. Come on, because we're trying to come on. I'm trying to help us unpack the internal distractions that not everybody sees, the internal weight that we still have to carry as we keep going. That will create quiet aches that many of us as women carry because being needed is not the same as being nourished. And your soul, your spirit, who you are internally, it needs nourishment too. And it is okay for you to crave something. Like it's okay for you to be in relationship with people and crave a depth. It's like I don't want to just be surface. Being surface level friends, being surface level mates, being surface level anything, sometimes it becomes draining because at the end of the day, I'm going to need something a little deeper than this that can help sustain me. And this is what I believe as we are walking through this 21-day detox, when we're detoxing our distractions, because this is our season of divine focus. Many of us as women, I really believe that we are discovering some things about ourselves. We have been discovering that we have been strong for too long that we have forgotten what it feels like to be supported. We've been a strong friend. We've been the strong person in the relationships. We've been the strong mom. We've been the strong co-worker, the strong entrepreneur. Whatever we have been the strong one for so long that we forgot what it feels like to be supported. We've been needed for so long that we forgot that we too deserve care. And I'm walking you through this because if we're not careful, those things can become internal distractions that keep us bound to a version of ourselves that God said, I've been set you free. And we're wondering why we're growing, but we're not developing. We're getting older, but we're not maturing. We're surrounded, but we're not surrendered. Because some of us have been strong for so long that we have forgotten what it feels like to be supported. We have been needed for so long that we forgot, like, that I need to be cared for too. So we're walking around in survival mode. Good morning. Good morning. I'm sorry, y'all. I ain't see y'all coming on. Let me see if I can look at the comments. Good morning. We have been holding everything together that we forget that we are allowed to fall apart safely in God's presence. So even with God, we become standoffish. We stop casting our care on Him. And let me tell you this, God is not asking for you to be strong. He's inviting you in to be supported. So that you can be supported. Some of us are so closed off, rightfully so. Listen, I'm not judging, I'm just saying. But some of us are so closed off to new relationships in our life that we miss people that God sent to be a godsend to us. We've got this mentality of we can't trust people, rightfully so. I'm not knocking that. But God will send people sometimes in an untraditional form. I'm even learning that in my walk. I'm not your typical anything, but I'm not your typical kind of like pastor's wife or first lady. I have to be authentic to who God has created me to be. And what I've realized is a lot, I am a connect in gift. I really believe in gift and in purpose that God has created me to be the type of woman who not just connects people to myself, but connects people together. And I've noticed that sometimes people miss out on connection because of past trauma, because of internal distractions. But let me tell you that God is not asking for us to be strong alone. You never know why it's billions of people on this earth. Have you ever thought about it's not a mistake or by happenstance that you have connected with the people you've connected with? Sometimes reasons, sometimes seasons, sometimes lifetimes, but there's always something that you should be getting from the connections that you are making. God is not asking for you to be strong. He's inviting you in to be supported. And what you may really need is sometimes it's not more motivation, it's not more pressure, it's not more expectation, it's not more responsibility. Sometimes you just need permission to breathe. I'm so sorry, y'all. I hope y'all do not hear my dog. I have a 130-pound Cane Corso, and he's laying like right next to me, and he is snoring like crazy. And that is so unprofessional. I hope this live. I'm so sorry, y'all. So I hope y'all do not hear him snoring in the background. I'm sorry. I am way more professional than that. But anyway, typical anything. So I know some of us, it's not that we need motivation, it's not that we need more obligation, it's not that we need more pressure or more expectations or more responsibility. Some of us just needs permission to breathe. You just need permission to breathe. You need permission to rest emotionally. Some of us just got to turn the brain off just for a second. Some of us just need permission to admit, I'm tired. I'm tired. And it's not just like a sleepy tired. Some of us just need permission to admit, like, I need to breathe. I'm tired. I need to just let it go. I need to remove the weight. You need permission to stop pretending that you are okay. Hear me. Let me look up in this. I know I'm close and yeah, I'm all in the business. But I just want us to say sometimes you just need permission to stop pretending that you are okay. It's okay. You don't even always have to be okay. You don't got to pretend because healing begins when pretending ends. Healing begins, ends. You are not alone here. Let me tell you, I know sometimes we think we be the only one dealing with and struggling with what we're dealing with. Let me be the first one to tell you, you are not alone here. I don't care what anybody says in this world. People are faking it so hard. Oh my God, it's unbelievable. You are not alone. You are not alone in life. Let me just speak to the ones who feel lonely. Let me just encourage you and tell you, you are not alone in life. And instead of doing more and pretending more and faking it to make it, sometimes you just got to pause and tell yourself, like, even if I don't see my help, I know where my help comes from. Thank you, Lord. So instead of finding yourself doing more, sometimes just pause. You got to ask yourself, like, what am I carrying that no one knows about? What do I need support? Where do I need support instead of strength? And where have I been pretending that I'm okay and I'm not? Oh, you. Yes. Come on, Siani, rest it all. But you got to ask yourself so that you're not walking and dealing with these internal distractions. You got to ask yourself, where have I been pretending that I'm okay and I'm not? Because that deception is a distraction. Woo. And sometimes it's not always deception of others. It is the deceptions that we're telling ourselves. It is the false narratives that we're allowing ourselves to walk in because we've had to be strong for so long. We've had to be independent for so long. So I want you to take some time and ask yourself today, what have I been pretending is okay? Where have I been pretending that I'm okay and I'm really not? Then take it to God first. There's no strong face, no, and that's where you could be real raw and vulnerable. Sometimes you may gotta get in your car, roll up the windows, put your music on, and you just got to have that ugly cry, that ugly moment with God and say, God, I'm tired of pretending. I'm tired of doing life by myself, even though I'm surrounded. God, I'm tired of feeling like I'm in this bubble, but you've placed people around me, but I can't even be vulnerable with them people. God, I'm tired of pretending that I'm strong. Lord, I'm weak right now. Build me up. I want to cast my care on you. I want to give this weight to you. Help me. God can handle your frustration. Sometimes people can't, but God can. And you got to ask him to put people in your circle. And let me tell you this, not everybody's going to be your bestie. Sometimes God will just put accountability partners. Sometimes God will just put people that will speak into your life. Sometimes God will just put people that will be an encouragement to you so that you can release those burdens, release the weight, release the heaviness. And you just got to understand it that God heals what you were ready to stop hiding. So stop hiding behind the mask of being, I'm good, I'm okay, and tell God, I'm not good, I'm not okay. God, I need you. He sees what you're carrying. He's just asking if you're ready to release it. So today I'm promising, I'm asking you to release the pressure to hold everything okay because eventually you are going to burst. Let God meet you in your honesty and restore your strength. And you know what? Remember what I tell you, when you ask him to remove, you also got to be careful of what you ask him to replace it with. So replace those feelings of loneliness or those feelings of pressure with peace. Replace it with rest. Replace it with the presence of God. And you got to tell yourself, listen, I release the pressure to carry everything alone. And sometimes when the enemy begins to speak to your life and tell you that you're by yourself, that you don't have anyone, that you're less than, that you're not good enough, because sometimes that enemy begin to try to get in your ear and begin to try to distract you when he see that you're eliminating distractions and moving with intentional purpose. He'll try to get in your ear, but you got to look in the mirror. You got to tell yourself that I am seen, supported, and I am strengthened. You got to affirm yourself in that. I am seen because you are. I am supported because you are. And I am strengthened because you got God on your side. You are not alone. You are not weak for feeling weary. Come on. You are not weak for feeling weary. You are human. And you are not alone in this journey. Let me tell you, I may not be physically present to be a present help for everybody because I'm not God. But let me tell you something, the women in my life, the women that I can see on a daily basis, let me tell you, if you need me, I'm going to be there in whatever capacity that I am able because I am human. But you are not alone. And don't allow that enemy to tell you that you are alone. Don't allow him to tell you that nobody cares. There are people who are watching you who may not even speak to you every day, but they care about you. They're rooting. This narrative of women who don't support women and all of that, let me tell you, there is a flip side to the coin. There's a narrative in a way where there are women who don't even know you, who love you and support you. So don't focus on the bad. Remember, I told you what you give your energy, what you give your focus to, you give your energy to. So we're not even going to focus on the negative, focus on the bad. We're going to focus on the good. So you are not alone in this. You are not weak for feeling weary. You are human. So we got to understand that distraction of loneliness is not the absence of people. It is the absence of feeling of the absence of feeling known. You're seeking companionship. You're seeking compassion. You're seeking things on a different level. And you got to understand that healing begins where your pretending ends. So God heals what we stop hiding. Come on, it's your turn, it's your chance, it's your time to walk in it. So that's my prayer for us today, that we stop hiding and we start healing. We stop ignoring and we start being intentional because it's some work that needs to be done. God has some work for us to do. And instead of always focusing on the outward, the external distractions, sometimes we got to put the camera on ourselves and we got to look at those internal distractions. So hopefully there was something that you heard that will help your life feel less heavy and that you can keep going, but not keep just going to survive, but going so that you can live. Oh, today was so good for me, y'all. It was freeing. It was free. It was a reminder that God hears us, He sees us, and He loves us. And He will always put people around us that will help push and propel us into our purpose, but we just got to be open. So I pray that you have the most amazing day. Happy Tuesday. That today will be a great day for you, that you will overcome every obstacle that gets in your way today, that you are healed, you are blessed, you are transformed, you are valuable, and you are loved. Come on. I'm healed, I'm whole, I'm transformed, I'm valuable, and I'm loved. You got to tell yourself that. That is one of my sticky notes that's on my wall. It says, I am whole, I am healed, I am transformed, I am successful, I am valuable, and I am loved. You got to tell yourself that every morning. One more time. I am whole. I am healed. I am successful. I am transformed. I am valuable and I am loved. And you are. God loves you. So do I. And I'm just praying that day 16, you'll find yourself reflecting. Let today, I'm telling you, take like 10 minutes. Take like 10 minutes today. And I want you to begin to just think. Don't try to make ends meet. Don't try to be the savior of nobody today. I understand sometimes we are surrounded by people and we still feel completely lonely. I want us to take some time to have that vulnerable, unseen moment with God and just begin to ask Him to show you where you need purpose and not pretending. Okay? Where you need relationship, true relationship, and not just redundancy. Where you need companionship and not complacency. Come on. All right? Because enough of feeling and being lonely. Because loneliness is the absence, it isn't just this absence of people, it is the absence of feeling known. You're going through life, but you're not really receiving anything from it. All right, we got to go. It's 6:36. Again, I pray that you have the most amazing day. I love y'all. Be blessed and make sure you set your alarm for tomorrow, day 17. We're going deeper. We doing more. We're saying more. We are removing more distraction toxins. Okay, let's go. Invite somebody to join us. Set your alarm. I love y'all. Have the most amazing Tuesday.